Hi all, I'd like to show you an amazing tactical thing which occurred on the 12th of October 2014 in the FIDE Grand Prix. Hikaru Nakamura, 2764, was playing against Rustam Kasimdzhanov, an ex-FIDE World Chess Champion. Kasimdzhanov has a slightly passive looking position, but he's perfectly solid. The engines indicate 0.00 here. This is at move 17. B6 was played, bishop e5, now offering, it seems, the exchange of queens, and it seems as though this game, if black can sort out some issues, should be okay. Perhaps the most accurate move would have been knight e6 here, just defending c7 and letting white have the option of exchanging queens. White doesn't have too much of an edge here, but we see queen takes d1. There's a little bit of danger created here with this rook eyeing that back row. But on the other hand, black might have wanted the rook on the e file here for a later f6 to hit e4. To do this though, black needs to address the c7 issue now. And in this position, if knight e6, then knight d4 might actually be quite annoying for black. For example, knight takes, there's rook takes, because we've got the back row issue still. If rook takes, we back row, and we've also on this c7 pawn. So this could be a little bit annoying. Black actually plays an artificial looking move, rook a7. So the rooks don't seem great, but even so, after rook a c1, it seems black can readily defend this position by playing c5, and still look forward now, eventually, to playing a move like f6 to be able to take on e4. Now Nakamura actually played rook d6 hitting b6, so if f6 here, the bishop could just drop back and it doesn't matter about losing e4 for b6, and this would actually be quite pleasant for white. For example, rook b7, e5 is possible. So Kasimdzhanov is looking forward to playing f6, it seems, at some point, but first has to tend again to his b pawn. He plays rook b7, and now it seems there's no way of further attacking here. A surprising looking move is played in this position, the move bishop g3. Is there a back row issue or something, you might wonder? Is it something to do with rook d8? Why can't this pawn be taken? Now, Rustam Kasimdzhanov is stronger than most people visiting YouTube, etc., and actually thought the pawn was safe. He's over FIDE 2700, 2706. He thought the pawn now, by this stage, having tended to the b6 pawn, was actually a safe pawn to take here. Now, he must have done some calculations for this as well to prove that rook d8 wasn't dangerous. We see him taking the pawn. Now the point of rook d8 is that bishop d6 is threatened, as well as rook takes c8, clearly. But it seems as though in this position black had banked on parrying this threat of bishop d6 and also rook takes c8 in one go with the clever looking move bishop d7. And it's here I want to raise an interesting question about when we analyse variations, because it seems as though what has been analysed here is bishop d6 and then rook e8 as the defence. If we look at this, bishop d6 trying to exploit the pin here, but then a cold shower to this position, rook e8. So has Nakamura just blundered a pawn? This is the interesting question I want to raise actually about analysis generally. So we analyse this variation, but when we look at the opponent's moves, do we actually analyse like some sort of recorder, passive recording device? Oh, bishop d6, rook e8. Oh, let's not pursue this further. I believe the more aggressive dynamic players, they don't really want to record the opponent's moves, They don't want to document the opponent's defensive resources. Why should they exist? I think the tenacious, aggressive player, when analysing variations, it's not a documentation exercise. Here, okay, bishop d6, rook e8. What a pity that rook e8 exists. What a great shame. I wish it didn't exist, maybe Nakamura said. Why does this move exist? I don't want to record this in my analysis of these variations. How do we extinguish the rook e8 resource? We don't want to record that resource there. Black will be fine there. White to play here. What would you play in this position, given that kind of thinking, that when you analyse variations, you want to extinguish the opponent's resources. You don't want to make a note of them. You don't want them to exist. 5 seconds to pause the video here. What would you play as white? Okay, rook e1. The pin is not going away, even after the rook exchange. What does black actually play here? Black actually resigns in this position. Now, if rook takes, then knight takes, and it seems black is defenseless against bishop d6. Say f6, bishop d6, and the king moves, then we just take. We can take here with either the rook or the bishop, a piece up. And the other possibility here is, in this position, what if we try and stop bishop d6? So that's, well, we can't really. Rook d4, unfortunately, there's knight takes d4. We can't stop rook d6. What about rook e6? We just take on e6 first, and then even f takes, it doesn't help. Bishop d6 is happening. Bishop d6 is winning here. The pin is persistent. It doesn't go away in this position. It seems as though quite a big delay in chess terms, but the pin doesn't have to be exploited immediately. Often one celebrates pins. The pin is not going away, and we don't really want to record black's defensive resource. There's a way of getting rid of that rook, terminating that rook's career with rook e1. What does black actually do? Black seems to be busted here. The engine suggests it's +2 now, whatever black does. Taking rook e6, f5, there's bishop d6. White's just winning a piece, and this won the game. So pin and win, but celebrating the pins, but also this idea that, do we really want to record in our mind's eye the opponent's defensive resources, or do we want to find a way to make sure they don't really exist? And here, rook e1, wow, a crushing move, simple. I thought I'd show you this game. I thought it was quite instructive. Hope you enjoyed it. This game fragment. Comments or questions on YouTube? Thanks very much.